The prince nymph is arguably one of the best nymphs ever developed. I can't even tell you how many fish I've caught on a prince nymph over the years. So when Prince the artist changed his name to an unpronounceable symbol and became known as the artist formerly known as Prince, maybe we all knew that the prince nymph itself was also going to get a makeover. Today we're going to tie the fly formerly known as Prince. I'm going to start out with a 2XL nymph hook and a 7/64 speed. This is a size 14. I'm going to add a few wraps of lead wire. We're going to attach our red thread right behind that wire. Make a few wraps over top of the lead just to kind of lock that in place. Right, next we're going to take our red thread down just onto the bend of the hook here. And we're going to make a little tag. And we're going to bring it back up so we're in line just about with the barb of the hook. For the tail, we're going to tie in some brown goose biots, just like we would with a regular prince nymph. Before tying these in, I'm going to line the tips and then cross them. And that will give me a really good tie-in point so that when I attach these to the hook shank, those biots will remain splayed or forked like a stonefly tail. For a rib, we're going to attach a strand of flashabou. For the body, we're going to use some peacock herl. I'm just grabbing about 3 or 4 strands here of peacock, cutting off the tips so that they are all aligned. Tie those in so right behind the wire there. And I'm just going to make touching wraps. Next I'm going to make counter wraps with the flashabou. For the legs, I'm going to use brown hen hackle. And to prepare this feather, I'm going to grab by the tip. And I want to use actually the little longer fibers here. So I'm going to pull those back and then trim just to leave that little triangle there that will help as our tie-in point just to capture that with our thread. So have that secure. Make a few turns with the hackle, brushing the fibers rearward as I do. And I'm only going to make 2 turns. This is pretty densely fibered hackle from Whiting Farms, and it doesn't take many turns to get a lot of fibers on there. And sometimes even if there's too many, I'll even break some of them off. Now at this point, if we were tying a regular prince nymph, I would just tie in our white biots right on top of that, similar to how I did our tail. In this case, since we're using or tying the fly formerly known as Prince, a lot of people will cut holographic foam into the shape of a biot and place 2 of those on top, or you can just use this hollow chromosome flash or some sort of equivalent material. I go with the flash just because it's so much easier than having to cut foam and deal with all that stuff. So I'm just going to tie a small clump of that, 8 or 10 fibers, right behind the bead. And I'm going to fold the other half over, secure. There we go. Whip finish. And when I'm done, I'm going to trim this holographic wing. I'll just about in line with the tips of the hackle. And there we go. There is the fly formerly known as Prince. And I really like this pattern from fall through spring. I think when the fish are a little sluggish in the cold water, that little extra flash sometimes is enough to really trigger some strikes. Add this one to your box. It's a good one.